Have you ever waken up in the morning and wish you didn't? I haven't done a single bit of exercise for the last 4 weeks. I'm feeling leaner than I have in quite a while. Why do we need so much sugar and sweetness? It tastes really good, I love it, so I kind of get it, but also, are you inflamed? Hi, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to tell you how I lost a bunch of weight in 4 weeks without exercising and without trying. Also, how I found a will to live. It was probably around 6 to 8 weeks ago now. I felt like absolute rubbish. I'm sitting in bed. I have been sitting in bed for the last 2 weeks straight. I'm ready to be productive with my life again, but my body's not willing. I hit a wall and completely crashed. I had extreme fatigue, nausea, dizziness, brain fog, no energy, motivation, or drive to do anything ever. Puffiness or bloating, not just in my stomach, but my entire body. I've experienced this on and off where I'll have bouts of exhaustion where I can't really do a lot. The last 2 weeks have been the most severe. I haven't been able to work out, haven't really done anything except stay in bed and watch a lot of Netflix. Don't get me wrong, that's not bad, but I wouldn't mind doing anything else. So I've decided to take matters into my own hands, and I did an inflammation quiz to see how much inflammation I have in my body. My results scored pretty high in more areas than one. So I'm going to embark on an elimination diet. There is a 4-week or an 8-week. I really should be doing the 8-week one, but that's a long time. I'm gonna start with a 4-week. Sounds awful, I know, but hear me out. I do love a slice of pizza, but you know what I love more? Not feeling like a tub of lard that's allergic to itself. Day 1, I have cut all grains. Just out of sheer stubbornness, I hate it. I don't actually eat a lot of grains generally. Really hasn't been too hard to cut. 1 day, not too bad. 4 weeks, we'll see how we go. Day 2, no dairy. Feels good. I actually don't mind not having dairy because I don't really have a lot of dairy usually. Mainly just butter and sometimes cheese. Day 3, all sugar substitutes, added sweetener. So basically any sweetness ever that isn't fruit. That kind of sucks. Day 4, inflammatory oils. Things like corn, canola, sunflower, soybean, rice bran, and vegetable oils. They're super inflammatory. The oil extraction from these seeds of plants is a really aggressive chemical process extracted with petroleum. The stuff you put in your car. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be eating the same stuff that my car is eating. They contain more polyunsaturated fatty acids, which oxidize easily and often result in inflammatory free radicals, aka inflammatory oils. Gonna steer clear of those. I don't really have them anyway. Only oils I do consume are coconut, avocado, and olive oil. 4 weeks, here we come. Week 1. 1 week into the elimination diet, and it kind of went pretty quick. Thought I'd be really limited in what I could eat, but I actually had a really fun time. Granted, I am preparing a lot more food and having to be a little bit more conscious of what I eat and when, so I'm not getting really tired and couldn't be bothered to make food and then ordering takeout because I can't do that. I haven't gotten to a point where I'm super hungry and craving bad food. Not even sugar. At times where I feel like having some sugar, I just have some fruit with coconut yogurt. I am having a protein smoothie daily which has an array of stuff and fruit in it, so it's kind of a bit of a sweet kick. And if I'm craving carbs, I'll make sweet potato fries. I'm feeling slightly better. I've had a little bit more energy this week. Some days more energy than others. Still haven't worked out yet. Trying to be a little bit more active through my day. I have noticed I'm less puffy. Previously, I would have been more swollen. My rings are sliding around my hands, which is kind of unusual, and my ankles look skinny. Sounds a bit strange, but my sister will understand. The book does offer some recipes, like meal prep ideas, planning out all 4 weeks. That is just way too much effort that I didn't sign up for. I don't know what I'm gonna want to eat tomorrow, let alone in 4 weeks time. So to me, that's kind of pointless, and I like to take it day by day. I didn't even look at the recipes that they provide. What kind of food was I eating week 1? Eggs and avocado. I'd usually have some kind of fruit smoothie. For dinner, I'd usually have some kind of meat that I would flavor somehow, and some veggies. I didn't really have a lot of snack options at this point, but I was eating large portions, putting a lot of oil on stuff, which I think helped me not being hungry 24/7. Week 2. 2 weeks in, and basically halfway there. At this point, I thought I would be really over it, hungry, and wanting to eat all the stuff that I can't eat. It's been fine. It's been a really good week. However, Dado and Danielle got married this week. We had a little tiny get together. With that comes takeout food and cake. Initially, I was pretty sad about it. I felt like I'd be missing out. I tried to make it a little easier on myself. I made my own dinner and took that. Instead of cake, I made a paleo banana bread with no added sweetener. Oh, and also I did bring some snacks. I must say, doing this in COVID is so much more helpful because if I was going out or eating out with friends, I would probably struggle a lot more. In terms of how I'm feeling, each day it's kind of up and down. Some days more energy than others. Still not exercising yet. This sun is not ideal. This is the first time I've seen this sign in at least a week. Then it has to happen right now. Anyway, it really doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna continue. A couple of times this week I was craving some sweet stuff, so I did add a lot more fruit to my smoothies. Did feel sick in the stomach afterwards. I think I'm gonna try and cut down my fruit intake. Meals weren't too much different from week 1, except I did add in some paleo bread, grain-free bread. Also at this point I was experimenting with trying to find some different snacks. I was eating nuts, nut butter, tuna and tomatoes on almond flour wraps. Week 3. 3 weeks in and I am in the exact same spot and haven't moved since day 1. Anyway, I am almost finished. And it hasn't been too hard so far, despite the occasional sweet craving. So I was thinking about dessert a little, and I found myself searching on Pinterest dessert recipes, which I totally wouldn't recommend. I did have to work a little bit harder at keeping those cravings away. I just ate more banana bread and was having more fruit smoothies. One night for dinner I experimented with breading my own chicken. I used almond flour and some spices and stuff. Had it with some sweet potato fries. I also found some natural sauces, and week 3 and 4 were basically the same. By the time I got to week 4, I feel like I'd really nailed the process and started to get used to it as my new normal. 4 weeks done, I've been sleeping better, feel less bloated, have less stomach problems, and haven't been anywhere near as fatigued as I had been previously. I've really enjoyed doing this because I feel so much better. I haven't done a single bit of exercise for the last 4 weeks, and I've lost weight. I haven't had to starve myself to lose weight. I haven't even been trying to lose weight. I haven't been exercising, and I've just lost weight. So it feels really good. I now have to start reintroducing food. I can reintroduce everything if I want. I can also reintroduce nothing. I only tried to reintroduce sweeteners and rice. The hardest one to not have was sweetener because there is sugar and sweetener in everything. Why do we need so much sugar and sweetness? Tastes really good. I love it, so I kind of get it, but also it made this thing a little hard. So rice, I really love rice. If I do have grains, rice is the grain that I'm gonna go to. I already know my body hates dairy, so I don't need to reintroduce that. Eliminating butter was the last straw, but managed to do that by substituting it with ghee. Inflammatory oils, why would I want to reintroduce those? And I just personally don't want to eat grains. Grains are excessive carbs. Carbs spike insulin. Insulin makes fat. Reintroducing food. I've actually already tried stevia, but I forgot to film it. Basically all I did was put a couple of drops in some coconut milk. Instant reaction, my stomach felt weird. Stevia test round 2. This time I've made some brownies. I've put stevia in them. I know it's a big concoction, but the only thing that I haven't had is the stevia. This thing has no substance to it. My stomach feels weird. I really like stevia because I can have the cake and eat it too. But apparently my body hates cake of the stevia kind. Tried maple syrup, that was fine. The only problem that I have with it is the fact that it's just straight sugar. I might experiment with monk fruit sweetener in the future. I think for now this is just teaching me to be responsible with my sugar consumption, which is fine, but I hate it. Tried rice, rice was okay. So that was basically it. I didn't reintroduce heat because I just felt so good. The results. Let's start with the weight loss that I experienced. Prior to starting this, I hadn't worked out for about 3 weeks already. So I'd gained a little bit more body fat than I normally would have. I wasn't really worried about it at the time. Figured I would just lose it when I started exercising again. Kind of had a lot of other things that I was focusing on at the time. I dropped about 3 kilos on the scale, which is like 5 to 6 pounds. I haven't been exercising, so I'm just assuming I was losing muscle at the same time. I more do an observation test through pictures, which gives me a more accurate result. I'm feeling leaner than I have in quite a while. The extreme fatigue is gone. No longer dizzy or nauseous. I have significantly less bloating and puffiness. My stomach doesn't feel like I've eaten a balloon 24/7. My extremities are significantly less swollen as well. Specifically my ankles, because my ankles did tend to swell kind of like I'd been on a plane, but it's COVID. I haven't been on a plane. They're actually skinnier than I've ever seen them, which is kind of nice. And my rings are rolling around my fingers. Also, I have my motivation and drive back. Needless to say, I'm feeling better than I have ever, physically and mentally. I'm not saying that you shouldn't exercise. What I am saying is diet is so important. Through these 4 weeks, I ate a whole lot more than I normally would, and I keep more calories because I had a lot of fat, and there is so many calories in fat, let me tell you what. But it has fixed a lot of my problems, and I'm even more surprised at how quick I got the results. So with this, I have now got a lot more motivation to continue doing this diet. I do want to say I am glad it's over though, because there is not the pressure of I have to start again if I slip up or if I want something else. I do have that freedom and flexibility to go, you know what, I know this thing makes me feel bad, but I do just want to try it or taste it. I don't know that everyone should do this elimination diet. Are you inflamed? Maybe take the quiz. But it is crazy how many things a suboptimal diet can affect in one's quality of life. All I'm saying, check your diet, maybe make some tweaks. If you did like this video, give me a like down below. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, and go follow me on Instagram. You guys are great. I'm gonna go. Bye.